Alright, so we'll begin in a comfortable seat. You may want to sit on a blanket or a cushion. Alright, so we'll close the eyes. And we'll just begin to bring ourselves to the mat. We're just finding a nice, comfortable position. And just begin to gently find just a nice even breath in and out through the nose. Just allows us to bring our attention just away from whatever's going on outside of the room or within the room. We just got a few others joining us. So we'll relax through the shoulders. Just beginning to find that stillness. I love seeing all of your fluffies there with you. I think they enjoy yoga. So our yin yoga it encourages us to find a softening, surrendering any activity, any observation, and just allows us to be in the present moment. Teaches us to stay present. In order to stay present, we begin to let go of identifying with our thoughts that come up. And it's not easy to do. But one way to help us slow down that mind chatter is by acknowledging whatever comes up and just allow it to go. So try not to read into it, get into story. Just let it drift off until the next one comes along. And it just takes practice over and over again. And it becomes easier. So ways in which you can put the mind chatter at bay is by bringing your attention to the breath, in and out through the nose, or even just noticing the sensations in the body. So how are you feeling today? Is there tension in certain areas? You can generally have an idea of how you're feeling depending on chatter that comes along with the practice. And really work on, in our practice this evening, And just bringing ourselves back to that present moment. Bringing yourself to the sensation in the body. So just relax through your shoulders. Allow the body just to feel nice and loose. We will introduce the water element of Chinese medicine into our practice this evening. And that works on our kidneys, the bladder meridians. So we look to find a balance in those elements. Specifically working on water. So let us just gently, you can keep the eyes closed, or just take the hands just gently beside the body. We'll inhale, reach the arms up or palms to touch up overhead. And then on your exhale, take hands to eyebrow and the heart. So just gently tilting your chin forward. Just staying with your breath. I'm going to come into our very first posture for our water element. So we'll let go of the hands. I'm going to come into a toe squat. So this actually helps. It stimulates. It's an acupressure point on the toes, which helps calm down the body. And I know it's not really everyone's favorite posture, but it's a good one to start with. So only stay up in this position as long as you feel comfortable, because if you find that it's too strong on the toes, we're just tucking the toes under. If you like, you may want to take the hands to prayer position at the heart. If you find that that's too intense over time, just gently take the feet nice and flat. So we'll just begin with our toe squat. So you may want to just close down the eyes. We'll only stay just for maybe a minute. So taking your hands to the heart if you like. Relaxing through the shoulders. Just remember to honor your body. So if you do feel that that's too intense on the toes, it's fine. Just come down. Or even instead of sitting on the heels, you may want to come up slightly so it's less pressure. Just stay with the breath. So under the ball of the foot is an acupressure point that can be stimulated here in the ball of our foot. It helps to clear the mind. It's not the easiest, so just stay with the breath. Remember, if it's too intense, just come down into a kneeling position, untuck the toes. In and out through the nose. Just notice if you are holding the tension in the toes and see if you can just relax them a little. Because you may find that a lot of the time you could be increasing the intensity by tensing up through the toes. So just 30 more seconds. So no pain. Stay with the breath. Just being in this moment, observing the body. And well done. On your exhale, let's just take the hands down onto the ground. We'll untuck the toes and just gently, you may want to take the forearms down or gently just making some movement with the feet, gently kicking the ground. It helps release. And we'll just take a child's pose just for a moment. So just taking the arms alongside the body, just so we can allow that goodness to just begin to make its way through the feet. You can even just gently take your hands onto the heels, gently massaging the feet if you like. Just finding just a little bit of stillness. A nice toe stretch. So our next position that we will work on for our meridian with our water element is our dragonfly. So we are going to come up onto the knees, just gently lifting up, and we'll just walk that right knee out, right leg forward. So I'll come back onto the mat so you can see. So back foot is gently grounded down, so we're in our low lunge. We're just going to gently walk feet out to right edge and then maybe taking that right foot on a 45-degree angle. So gently grounding down through your hands. If you do have props, you may want to take a blanket, cushions, if you want to make it more restorative, or just help yourself out with only coming in for 50%. Just allow yourself just to come into this position gently. So again, we're working lymphatic system, the lymph nodes as well. So we'll either begin at 50%, so extending up through the arms, so finding length. If you'd like a little bit more through that back leg, then you would slightly just raise that back leg and extend a little bit longer. Sorry, I'll move my props out the way. So if you want a deeper stretch. The other option would be, because I like to give us options, so you can either take that knee, right knee directly on top of ankle. If you'd like a different kind of stretch, you may even want to extend that front leg so it's back behind the ankle. So you're coming into more of a half split type of thing. So it really just depends on what feels good for you today. So both hands to the inside of that right leg. So a nice way that I've been describing our yin practice the last week or so is just letting go of the visual. So we'll all look a little different in our practice. Just work with the internal, so whatever it feels like for you in the muscles. So it won't always look like mine. So just work with what feels good for your body. Only coming in at 50% to begin with. So over the 3 minutes that we come into this posture, you just take your time to keep active and begin to deepen a little over time. That may mean bringing forearms down towards the ground or on blocks. Just make it your own. So in and out through the nose, and allowing us to stay present in this moment. Noticing the sensations in the body. Just surrendering to whatever you feel today. And you want the head to relax down towards the ground. Just allow this time Just to bring yourself into that internal space, so just letting go whatever's going on outside. So in this position, we are stimulating the kidney meridian along the inside leg and the groin. Well done. So you may want to just notice where you are, so staying in that moment. Maybe you'd like to deepen a little. Just remember you can make it a restorative practice. The reason I'm keeping it more yin is just in case you don't have the props at home. Just try and relax through those legs. In and out through the nose. So let us just gently begin with 3 breaths, just mindful breaths to allow us to gently make our way out. So just wait until you've completed your last breath, and then we'll gently ground down through the hands, finding that length through the arms. Well done, guys. So just pressing down through the hands. We'll just take both right hand just to frame the foot, walking back, right foot back to center, and we'll come back to our tabletop. So from our tabletop, we're just going to take some big circles over the wrists. So we inhale coming forward and exhale as we draw the body back. So nice and big. You may even want to hold slightly at the top just to stretch out through the groin. So we inhale as we come forward, and we exhale as we come back over the wrists. Beautiful. And back in the opposite direction. Just allow the body just to feel nice and loose, nice and limber. And we'll come back to our neutral tabletop. And we'll gently walk the hands back towards the body. And we're going to step that left leg through this time. So left leg to the front. And we'll gently heel toe all the way out to the left corner. So taking left foot on a 45-degree angle. So you may want to ground down your hands to take them to the inside of left foot. And then just adjusting that back leg to wherever it feels comfortable for you. So remember, we're starting at our 50%. So we ground down through the hands, we inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, just gently bending through the arms if you like to begin with, just finding your version, using any props if you would like. Just trying to keep that right leg nice and long, so the hips forward. And just using some mindful breaths just to allow yourself to come into posture nice and gently. So you inhale through the nose, exhale, lower. Remember, you can always modify by tucking that right toe under if you like more intense practice. It's completely up to you. Just making it your own, bringing yourself to an internal place, noticing what it feels like for you. Relax the shoulders, the head, neck. Well done. Staying with your breath in and out through the nose. When we work with a number of these postures that work through the water element, and they're worked in a specific sequence like this, you get overall balance. So sometimes we might have a class that will have lots of different things to give a full body. But this sequence ideally is just focusing on the water element, the kidney, meridian. And so I also specifically chose this water element because we have been in a little bit of hibernation lately. So it will help us just nourish the body, feel some grounding when there's a lot of uncertainty. In Chinese medicine or yin, the wisdom of water is incredible strength. It carves rock and shapes the earth, but without force. So the water element allows for adaptation of all life's changes, challenges, and stresses. Staying with it, so remembering the 3 principles of yin. So coming to your edge, finding your stillness, and then it's time. So we have 1 more minute to go where we are. So just allowing yourself to deepen, staying with your breath. Just noticing where that tension may be held and see whether you can relax those muscles. And just ease your way a little bit deeper, but without force. So with the idea of the water element in mind, with ease. Let us begin taking our 3 breaths again. In through the nose and out through the nose. And again. And release out of the nose. And last time as we inhale, let's begin to press down through the hands so we can find a nice long spine. And then just gently on your exhale, just taking that left leg just back into our tabletop. And again, we'll find our big circles. So either way, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Just finding some release through the left leg, through the groin. So we are working our lymph node, lymphatic flow. So taking all the toxins or bacteria towards the lymph nodes to filter out of the body. So back in the opposite direction. Well done. And we'll come back to neutral. So now we're going to come into a wide-legged seated fold. So you can either use a cushion, a pillow, a blanket, or maybe nothing at all. It's completely up to you. You're going to find a nice wide leg, so you might need to turn sideways. I hope that's not going to ruin your view. So if you do have a block, it will just help tilt the pelvis forward, block or blanket, whatever feels good for your body. You want it to be as comfortable as it can, because it's not always everyone's favorite posture. I might grab a blanket myself. Alright, so let us begin. So you're sitting right to the edge of whatever prop that you have so that the pelvis tilts forward. So we're flexing through our feet. So again, we're working our meridians. So let us first just begin just by either taking the hands onto the knees and finding length through the spine, flexing through those feet. And then on your exhale, just gently, just drawing the body forward. So again, if you do have any props to lean onto, you're welcome to. If not, you may want to take palms to face upwards or pressing the hands down. I'm going to try to find a nice forward fold. So closing the eyes. Again, you can always use your hands on the legs or any other part of the body to help you go a little bit deeper over time. It's completely up to you. Even taking hold of your big toes. So really, it's completely up to you. If you have any discomfort through the knees, you can place something under the knees as well. A little blanket or even bend. So your version may be bending the knees completely and then gently over time extending the legs along. So just make it your own. Just noticing where that tension is. You may even want to slightly or even massage through your hamstrings, calf muscles, if you like. If you find any tension there, just helping with the fascia as well. So it's nice if we have a class of yin using the rollers or balls or something like that, which when we come back we will. So we'll have some foam rollers for us all, and we can really deepen our stretches in our classes. We're really massaging out the fascia. So just very gently, we're not staying too much longer in our forward fold. I'm just going to ground down through the hands on your inhale, lifting up to find a long spine. So from here, we're going to come into a side bend. So if you do have props, you can always use any props that you may have to come into the posture a little bit gentler. So we are going to take right hand to right leg, or if you do have a prop, you're gently resting your right arm on the prop. Might be high or low, whatever feels good. I'll try without, just to show us. Right hand to right leg, and then gently on your inhale, raising left arm. You can either just rest it just on the back of the head, or if you'd prefer, just take that left arm, binding it back behind the body. So you're keeping that left shoulder up. Some people do prefer that version. So it's completely up to you. The idea is to try to keep that left shoulder up, so we're coming into a lateral stretch down the side. So you can use that right hand to grip foot or shin anywhere that it feels good over time, and you're pulling your body gently down towards that right leg. So we come into the side. Just finding that 50% or even 70%. Just come to your edge, whatever that may be. And again, if you've got props, just gently, using props will allow you not to force your way in. So they're good to have. So I'm going to stay 2 minutes both sides. Remember, staying with your breath in and out through the nose. Let the head relax. Remember to flex the feet to protect the knees. Again, if you find any knee pain, you can want to have the legs stretched all the way out. Just place the soles of the feet on the ground, bend deeply. Well done. If you find that that left arm gets a little tied up overhead, you can bind it back behind the body. So don't force yourself. In and out through the nose. Just notice if you can go a little bit deeper. Alright, so let's take our 3 breaths. And on your very last breath, draw our spine or draw the torso back to center. And we may take both arms up overhead, palms to touch, and release the arms. Well done, guys. I'm going to come to the opposite side. So again, just finding just a nice position, flexing the feet. This time taking left hand to left leg, and then on your inhale, raising right arm over to the left side, or if you like, bind the arm. So binding the arm just allows you to keep that right shoulder back. So wherever that left hand lands, you're just gently pulling yourself towards that left leg. You can take the gaze up towards the ceiling if you like. It helps keep the heart open. So it's not a forward fold, we're coming into a side bend. So heart open. So closing the eyes. In and out through the nose. Allowing yourself to stay in that present moment. So just letting go of those thoughts that may come to mind. Well done. Again, make any modifications that you may need to. With the heart open. Just finding that natural flow with the breath and the movement. Just bring to mind that water element. Noticing whether you can go a little deeper Is there tension through the hamstrings? Maybe even through the arm or the neck. Just notice where the tension is by just scanning the body. And then just relax. So on your exhale, breathing out through that area. Let's just take 3 breaths, just nice and easy. And after that 3rd breath, we bring ourselves back to a neutral spine. All the way up. Palms to touch and release. And just for maybe 20 seconds or maybe 30 seconds either side, we're just going to gently just turn to face that right leg. So this time we're going to come into a fold. So rather than a side bend, we face, take both hands around that right leg. And then on your inhale, you're lifting up. Exhale, folding forward. So you can take hands onto the shins or onto the foot. Just finding a nice stretch. So whatever works for you, you can always bend through your knees. You might feel a little bit of difference in the muscles that we're engaging now. So just closing the eyes. And again, just bringing yourself back to the moment. Let's gently on your inhale, begin to walk hands back towards the body. And we'll just gently begin to turn to face left leg now. So just lifting up through the pelvis, facing left leg, framing or taking the hands around left leg. So first we inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, just gently finding your edge. So it might feel completely different on this side. So remember, a forward fold this time. It's a slight twist as well. So remember, no force, just nice and gentle. Because eventually over time it will lengthen. So remember, it's an internal, so it doesn't matter how far or what we look like from the outside, it's what's going on the inside. And let us gently again, on your next inhale, grounding down through both hands, finding length through the spine. And again, we'll walk our hands back to center. We might actually bend through the knees. Well done, guys. Bringing the knees together. We're actually going to come into our plow pose. So we'll come into an inversion. So you may, if you've got a blanket, you may even want to pop that down if you want a little gentler. It's completely up to you. So our plow pose. So we're going to come down onto the spine. You can make it your own version as well. So gently, we ground down through the hands. You might want to just lift up through your pelvis. And then gently, on your next inhale, just going to gently rock the body up so that we're taking the legs just gently. Just take your time. They don't have to touch the ground straight away. You may even want to raise them first into Viparita Karani. So taking the soles up towards the ceiling, and then over time, if you like, pressing down through the hands, lifting the legs back. You don't have to come all the way, just make it your own. So you can bend through the legs if you don't want them extended, and just make it a gentler version. So you'll notice here that the chin is in towards the sternum. So it's compressing the thyroid, parathyroid gland. So we are working on our immunity as well. So feel free just to modify. So if you prefer to come into a shoulder stand, you can. But it's a nice inversion through the throat and meridians. Now in Yin Yoga, snail pose, we begin to bend through the knees, taking them towards the ground, to the outside of the head, if you feel comfortable doing that. So you're pressing down through the hands, bending knees. You can even just take the feet slightly together to help. You can even take the hands to your lower spine as if you're in a shoulder stand. So we're curled up in a nice ball. A snail pose. So remember, just come in and out. So if you feel that that's too intense, it helps us release the entire spine. And it is one of the most intense yin postures, snail. So just ease out. If you'd like to come into your shoulder stand, you're welcome. Just to ease out a little bit. It does stretch through the bladder meridian, the entire spine, the kidneys. The meridians get an intense compression in the abdomen. And the benefits of any of these inversions that you are doing is the blood flow to the heart, flushing through our blood vessels and giving them a detox. Good work, guys. So remember, just we want to stay in our inversion for longer than we generally would in our other postures, so up to 5 minutes. So if you need to, or if you'd like to switch out, you can. You may even want to come into Happy Baby, which is a nice gentle inversion. Well done. So the water element, in terms of how we are as an individual, enables, if we are free-flowing and balanced, enables us to act effectively in regard to any problems with emotional responses from a place of stable clarity, to act consciously rather than react unconsciously, allowing feelings to be there without suppressing or indulging in them. So if we do have an imbalance there, we'd feel fear, stress, anxiety, draining the system of motivation so that we're unable to cope with issues that arise. Good work, guys. So let us, just wherever we are, to release ourselves into our happy baby. So gently, on your exhale, either taking hands onto the shins or the bottom of the feet. So just making sure that the lower spine, sacrum, is gently compressed on the mat. Trying to relax through the spine, keeping it nice and long. In and out through the nose. So just as we did at the beginning with our toe squat, when the hands are compressed at the bottom of the feet, if you are able to take that position, again, you are stimulating that acupressure point, the ball of the foot, which will allow us not only to calm down the body and the mind through acupressure, but also through our inversion. Having the legs draining or flooding, allowing blood to flood towards the heart, lymphatic fluid. And let's just gently, on your next inhale, hug knees in towards the chest, and then we'll just let the body go nice and long. So legs, the length of the mat, palms to face upwards, just for a moment, so we can just feel that release, the rebound of our posture. Palms facing upwards. You may want to lift slightly through the pelvis and gently tilt the pelvis just to massage the lower part of the spine and find as much comfort as you can. Just let us gently begin to release. We're going to hug the knees in towards the chest. Sorry, I'm going to ask us to come all the way back up. And we're going to come into our seal pose. So just rocking the body just gently forward, just taking your time. We're doing it in a specific order. So we're going to come down onto the belly. So you can, if you like, begin in Sphinx. But if not, we would like to begin, if it's in your practice, in our seal pose. So you're taking the arms further down the mat, taking them out towards the edges, and even just taking the hands slightly apart or towards the edges. So just gently pushing down, lifting up. So you'll find if you want it more intense, you're walking the hands back towards the body. You can bend through the arms. You just need to be really mindful of the lower spine. If not, more gentle, just walk the hands forward. And again, if you wanted to modify to a much gentler version, you're coming into your Sphinx pose. Again, just closing the eyes. If you do have a bolster, you can even rest that under the arms. Just making sure that the feet are out towards the edges of the mat, flat feet. And you can, if you like, take the gaze downwards or just directly in front, closing the eyes. And again, just bring yourself into 50%. So find your edge and easing off slightly. Remember, if you need to ease out of this, you can always come into crocodile by taking forearms down and resting the forehead. And just come in and out through Sphinx pose. Try and relax through the shoulders. Bending through the arms if you like. Opening the heart. So you shouldn't feel any pain through the lower spine. If you do, just lower down. In and out through the nose. Just allow yourself to ease in. And we're just pushing away through the ground, sort of lifting up the heart. Maybe just noticing where the tension is. See if you can ease your way in. Bring to mind the fluidity of water. Welcome to always come into crocodile by releasing down onto the belly. And we'll stay a little longer. And just before we release from the posture, I'm just going to stretch just gently through right shoulder, then left. So from where you are, if you feel comfortable, we're going to take that right hand and thread it under the left, and then just gently rest your chest down. So keeping that left arm nice and long, maybe taking the forehead down towards the ground. So you should feel a nice stretch through that right shoulder. You can take your the cheek to right cheek if you like, rather than forehead. Just whatever feels most comfortable. And we'll take a nice deep breath in, grounding down gently through that left hand, just so we can lift, gently unwinding. So placing that right hand down now. And on your inhale, we'll place that left arm under the right. So just before you lower down, just get that left hand. Palm should be facing upwards, I should have said earlier. And then gently lowering down, extending nice and long through that right arm. Let us gently still keep the eyes closed, but we'll begin to just unwind. So we'll ground down that right hand, pushing away on the inhale, and we unwind, releasing that left hand. So from here, just gently walking hands back, coming back into our tabletop. So just be really gentle. Coming back to our child's pose, so finding a nice stretch, wide legs, knees out towards the edges of the mat, lengthening through the arms, spread the fingers nice and wide, and just surrendering the chest down towards your mat. So just finding that length. Just allow the arms to soften down. And just gently walking the hands back on your next inhale, so back to our kneeling. So before we come into our Shavasana, we'll just twist just gently both sides. So just on your inhale, I'm going to reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, take left arm back, right arm on the outside of that left knee. So we inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale to twist. You may even want to take that left arm to bind back behind the body. So just releasing the spine. And we'll come back to the opposite side. So on your exhale, release, palms to touch up overhead, opposite side. So right arm back, left arm on the outside of right knee. We inhale, lift to lengthen, exhale as we twist. Finding that right arm if you like. Just taking the gaze over right shoulder. And good work. Releasing on your exhale, palms to touch up overhead, and exhale through either heart. And it's time for our Shavasana. So just finding a nice comfortable position on your spine. You may want to grab your jumper or socks or a pillow. Turn down the lights if you like. Just whatever it is that will allow you to stay warm. Breath. And have your blankie. And I'll turn the lights down here. So just finding a nice, comfortable spot. Taking the palms to face upwards as a sign of surrender. Feet falling out to the edges of your mat. Taking a nice big deep breath in through the nose, sighing out of the mouth. Just releasing. Having a balanced water element allows you to trust in the flow of life exactly as it is. And it said when the water element is balanced, you're able to flow around obstacles with skillful balance, effortlessness, and determination. A water meridian or the kidney channel begins at the sole of your foot and curls around your inner ankle before ascending up the inseam of the back of the leg as it reaches through the inner groin. It branches up the front of the spine and chest to end just below the collarbones. So a water element practice tends to emphasize vitality support. The kidney filters toxins from our blood, and aims of water practice is to support the flow of blood and qi uninterrupted along the front and back, lengthening of the inner leg. So each posture, whether it's yin or our vinyasa hatha yoga, It all has a specific connection to the functioning of internal organs, as well as the function of our brain, the mind, mindfulness. And we can only live at our best when our body is healthy and our mind is healthy. So just allow yourself to take in all the goodness of today's practice. Sometimes it's nice to know what it's doing to our bodies and how it affects our overall health. It's much more than a good stretch. And without interruption to your body, just begin to bring yourself back to the space. Noticing the ground below you, and just becoming familiar with the room again. Maybe deepening the breath, bringing life back in. Maybe bringing some gentle movement to the fingers or the toes. Maybe stretching out through the legs, the arms. or you're welcome to stay exactly where you are. If you like, you may want to hug the knees in towards the chest and just gently rock the body from side to side. Until you're ready to bring yourself down to your favorite side. Just taking a moment to give thanks to yourself for arriving on the mat for your practice. And when you feel ready, just gently making your way up to a comfortable seat. And if you can, keeping your eyes closed, and we'll take the hands to prayer position at the heart, Anjali Mudra. And we'll finalize our practice with one round of Om if you'd like to join me. So we'll inhale to Om, so inhale. And we'll take the hands to eyebrow center and bow forward to our internal selves. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May there be peace, may there be peace, may there be peace. Namaste.